Hello, welcome back to the Orange Wall. Here we have the amazing drill station that everybody loved. And over on this side, we have the amazing Dremel station that everybody else is also going to love. Come and join me on a journey to figure out how to build the everything box for your tool that does everything. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a Dremel. Look at that beauty. You can cut things and sand things and make them small. Pretty cool device, but as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, count them, 3 containers for all of the little components and parts that we have. Different little spinning wheels, little cutting wheels all over the place. And usually, because it is 3 separate containers, they do not hang out together. So if you need the Dremel, it's usually for like a small project, something little, and you have to find all 3 depending for what you need it to do. That's ridiculous. It's a wild goose chase literally every single time, and I can tell you because I've done it several times. So we say, no. We're gonna make one device that will hold all of it, and I'm gonna walk you through what it's gonna look like. Woo! We're building something today. Here's the plan. So here's a rough sketch of what it's gonna be. Just a little cabinet that has doors that can open and you can store all your Dremel needs. On the inside, you will have a little angled slot where you can put all of your metal pieces inside of. So they'll sit at an angle like this, so you can kind of see it from like the side, and you can just grab as you need. Pretty cool. But we have different storage cavities that we will add, which we'll explain later. We have French doors on the front so they can just open and be sick as heck. All right, now you got the game plan, let's go.
For those of you who have ever looked at a cabinet and said, wow, that has a top, bottom, and side pieces. I wonder what it looks like to make something like that. Well, it looks probably something similar to this, since we are also making a cabinet, and I'm here cutting the top, bottom, and side pieces. For all you cabinet enthusiasts out there who are wondering, where's the back of the cabinet? Here it is. It's a scrap piece of plywood that we had lying around. With all joking aside, if you've been watching our videos for a little while, you've seen this cool little shop vac and you've seen this pocket screw rig. So that gives me a chance to talk about the materials that we are using. We're using the same type of pine that we used for the drill station. It's pretty much the same structure, just a little bit taller. We use pocket screws to hold the basic structure together, and if you've never used pocket screws before, oh my goodness, I so highly recommend them. They are absolutely fantastic. They are so strong, you never have to worry about them. Pocket screws, please use them. They will change your life. Here you can see me putting the pocket screws into the pocket holes that I just drilled. Now what pocket screws do is they push the plank away that you're trying to drill into and then pull it together to create a strong bond. The clamps are there to keep it from going too far away. It's pretty sweet. And with that, the basic structure is done. Now there's sanding, and I'm doing prep work for the next stage. I'm making a partition because this is going to be separated into 2 sections on the inside, but we'll talk about that more in just a few minutes.
Hello, welcome back to me talking. So we've made the box, here it is, and on the left side we're going to have these compartments, which is great, but notice that I said the left side. We created this partition, it goes in the middle, but in any case, these are too big. So we're going to rip this off and cut it in half because I do whatever the heck I want.
Cutting plastic is actually extremely easy on a miter saw. We cut off the little side pieces because we really didn't need them. We took some spare 1/4-inch plywood and cut them into these shelves off camera. We used regular wood glue to secure the shelves because nothing incredibly heavy is going to be on them. There's enough space between each shelf so you have clearance to grab items out of each compartment without taking them out. But obviously it would still be a lot easier to take them out, and it's not a lot of hassle, so. A queen needs her throne, so we're putting a spot for the Dremel to hang. We have this block here and we're going to put a hook on it. that will hold the Dremel and the longer accessory. We put glue on it and a screw from behind to keep it in. Now we also put in this partition, and we use wood glue and CA glue to kind of tack it into place so it would dry exactly where it needed to be. The CA glue kind of acts as a clamp to keep it where it needs to be. So there's a clear definition between the left side and the right side. We drilled a pilot hole and then put the hook in so that the Dremel can hang freely. It's pretty cool, and we put in this little trough section so that the wire for the Dremel won't go everywhere. We cut the doors down to width on the table saw and cut them down to length on the miter saw. You can use any saw that you would like to do this. It's a pretty simple process, but we use these because it's easy and convenient. Next, we painted the doors orange because that's kind of what we do around here, and let them sit overnight to dry.
The next day.
Now that the doors are pretty and orange and dry, we're going to glue on these 1/2-inch pieces of wood that span the entire length of the door. This is where the hinges are going to connect to them so that the doors can freely swing open and closed as we need them to. Finally, all we had left to make were the angled storage components. We cut 6 5.5-inch pine boards on the miter saw for each door, so we had 12 in total. We took each one to the drill press and drilled in 9 holes to hold the accessories, like the whole point of this project, you get it? See? We cut each board at a 45-degree angle on the table saw, so it gave us double of everything we had, so we have 24 of these angled pieces, 12 for each door. The next step we took was to glue each of the angled pieces to the back of each door. Now we took wood glue and CA glue for each one. Now there's 12 on each door, and there's 9 holes per angled piece. So there's 108 holes on each door. There's so many storage possibilities with this. Like, I'm getting super excited about this because the Dremel's really cool to me. And you get to do so many things with so many different attachments. So just imagine with me, if you will, all the attachments and all the things that you could put into this thing. So cool. Absolutely amazing. I am literally so excited. Our cool cabinet needed some hinges, so we cut some. We're using piano hinges, but we'll elaborate on that a little bit later. We added a nail to hold these teeny tiny little wrenches because they didn't really fit anywhere else, and honestly, they're pretty cute and I like seeing them there. Oh, there she is, making her debut. We're using the Dremel to cut down these screws so that the knobs can fit at the exact height that we need them to. Normally you bolt these types of screws in, but the space where the bolt would go is kind of occupied with some cool angled slots. So what we did instead is we cut the screws short so that the knobs could still be at the right depth, and we used epoxy to hold it all in. It's pretty nifty. We used the drill press to drill in the hole for the handles, and you can see with the blue tape that we have the correct depth. And then we tested it to make sure that it worked, and guess what? It did! What a time to be alive. Am I right? Now we mark where the piano hinges need to be drilled in. So I take what I lovingly call a stabby stick and mark in the middle of each of the holes where the screws can go. And then we put the screws in. It's pretty simple. If you've never installed hinges before, I definitely recommend piano hinges because they are so easy for newcomers. That's including myself, thank you. Now that the first part of the piano hinges are installed into the cabinet, we have to figure out where they will lay on the doors. This takes a lot of precision and it's kind of difficult to do by yourself. But we figured it out and it turned out okay. If you look at the front of this thing, the doors are not even. Please do not yell at me. If you have a recommendation on how to fix it in the future, please say it in a nice, loving way. Don't hurt my feelings. Thank you, bye. We realized that the doors would just swing continually inside if we did not put a stopper. So we got just this little scrap, and now it will stop the doors. As I mentioned earlier, we're using epoxy to hold in the handles, and it's pretty strong. I highly recommend. And finally, we screw on a French cleat so this whole thing can hang on the wall. We've done it, everybody.
If you like that video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have an idea that could make this better, please leave it a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that bell icon if you don't want to miss a notification. Yeah, anyways, see you later.